Wow, look how it rolls over the mountain. It's a bank of fog, but it began as a dirty lenticular cloud. And the lenticular clouds form when there's a high field of orgone energy. Please excuse my not so great quality camera. But you can see how it rolls right over the mountain. Fog is a transmutation. The DOR actually lifted, and this came out of it. So when you see fog and marine layer, you may be surprised, but it's not a random occurrence. It's something that happens when energy changes, when DOR, deadly radiation, is neutralized by the natural orgone of the earth. And in this case, mountains do a great job of that because of their shape, like a pyramid, and the fact that they're made out of quartz. These mountains are completely filled with quartz. I'm going to include a few snapshots because I know this video is kind of coming out blurry. So I'm going to get some snapshots and you can see just how the fog is a transmutation. And as quickly as it came, it was gone. This is just a few minutes later, I'm back out, and there's still some of these transmuting clouds, which is pretty much water vapor being freed and funneling upwards, because orgone energy is spiraling, and it releases the pollution from the water, or it releases the water from the pollution, I should say. When you change the charge of the atmosphere and it's healthy and negatively ionized, we have pollution lifting, clearing, and we have the hydrogen bonds forming between water molecules. And that's happening because the sky is negatively ionized. When it's positively ionized, then the deadly energy, mostly coming from cell phone towers and things of that sort, it positively ionizes the atmosphere. And in a positively charged atmosphere, you will have pollution lingering, unable to be moved away from the earth, and you will have the inability of the hydrogen bond to form between the water molecules. So that's why you'll have those flat, spread out, white, hazy skies, which people say is chemtrail spreading out, but it's much more complicated than that. It's mostly DORized water vapor. It's water vapor that cannot form into coherent clouds because of the positive charge of the atmosphere. Orgone energy is a negatively ionizing technology. So, again, here's another great example of how orgone energy is the solution to pollution and drought. I couldn't resist coming out one more time because now it's almost completely gone. And that's another thing about the transmutation process, is it takes time, it has a certain look to it, and so people who look at this stuff and they get all scared because they say it's chemtrails, need to understand that this is what it looks like as it cleans up. And the earth naturally cleans it, but we need to help. We need to help because the land has been gridded with deadly energy sources that positively ionize the atmosphere, DORize it with deadly radiation, and make it stay polluted and keep it from raining. But when we ORize by neutralizing the towers with orgonite, we see a total transformation where pollution is lifted As you can see, there's more in the distance lifting. I'm going to try to zoom in. It's happening again over here. You see the dirty clouds. That's the separation of toxins as water vapor is freed from pollution, basically, particulates. It's when the positive ionization changes, becomes negatively ionized. That means fewer electrons in the atmosphere. Hydrogen bonds form between water molecules, and the water is essentially freed from the pollution, and that's why the smog lifts. See, we have so much to learn. It's so much more complicated and interesting than our cars make pollution, that pollution makes the world warmer. It's so much more interesting than that. It's the same energy that makes the pollution linger that causes the drought and causes the warming. It's not that the pollution caused the drought and the warming. The energetic pollution caused all of those. And when you clean it up with orgone energy, you have an energy change that takes care of all of those problems. So the smog lifts and it gets cooler, but it didn't get cooler because the smog lifted. We have to get out of this physical 3D model of global warming and understand that deadly radiation causes warming and it causes pollution to linger, and healthy, life-giving energy causes pollution to lift and causes cooling and rain. It's so easy to solve these problems. Good night from the Chembo. May you be enjoying clear blue skies, abundant rainfall, and all the best that weather has to offer.